All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're doing good. Glad to be back with you today. And I've got a new setup. Sorry it took so long. I had to move offices to basement office. And yeah, set up a lot more room here. Can see everything a lot cleaner. Can do my work laptop and everything. But glad to be back here with you today. So, really exciting today. I want to show you a really neat backtesting capability. If you're trading Apex with me, you have Ninjatrader, and if you have Ninjatrader anyways, there's a feature that I want to show you that since that'll help you work on your entries because since Japan, my vacation trip to Japan, I haven't been as good as entries. I have been not so good, and I've been really dialing back on risk. And so I wanted to practice some of my entries. So what could I do? I was trying to figure out what could I do in order to get better. And the only thing that I could think of is replaying the same day multiple times and entering on sim, but as if it was happening live, tick by tick. So here's something that's going to be very important for you as you start to practice and get better and hone your strategy, but be able to practice your strategy. I'd recommend you practice it on one day. Yes, it's kind of cheating how you know what's going to happen next, but try to tick by tick, try to like imagine it's a fresh day. You'd be surprised at how much of a benefit it is just testing it out. So I'm gonna show you how it works and what you should expect. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts and see what's going on here, okay? So without further ado, let's go over to the middle monitor here. So we're gonna look at the NinjaTrader console here. You'll see that today I'm connected to something called Playback 101. Over in your connections area, you see here, you can see this playback connection. I'm actually connected to a playback specific set of data. Now, I can't show you, like, basically you're going to need to go to the specific day and download it. I'll show you after the fact because what happens is it takes a while to load because I have so much data on here. If I had less data, if I had like maybe one screen, it would have gone a lot faster, but I just have too much data, so it takes a while to load. So basically, when you click on Playback Connection, you're going to end up downloading data for a specific day, and then you're going to be asked to continue. When you hit continue, you're going to get this playback screen up here where you can see market replay or historical. I use market replay and I set it to a specific set of days. Now you can also right click on this and tell it to say, hey, if you want it to play back from, June 28th and you want it to play back the whole week, then you can do that as well. It's just going to take a much longer time to load, right? And you can't play back the current day because if you're not playing back the current day on the same day, then you can't really get that data, right? It's Saturday. There's nothing trading on Saturday, so you can't really play back that day. But just note that you can play back from the start here, and you can see this green button. When you can hover over this green button, it says it's ready to go. Basically, what will happen is it's going to start playing, and you'll see everything in the background. You'll start to see everything playing, anything that's on micro NASDAQ, and I'll switch to a different screen. But I'm going to hit play here. Okay. Then we're going to switch over to a left screen while we wait for this data to continue. So you can kind of see how, and it's going to take a little bit to continue, but we can see how 7-5, you see 7-4 at midnight, 7-5. Now this is midnight 01, and this is how fast the ticks are going at midnight. So you can see price is starting to trade a bit, right? And what'll happen is that you can actually see this data played back on all of these time frames. So you're on July 5th, I'm on Friday the 5th, and I can actually play back the whole time. Now, remember, going back to the middle monitor, you can also increase the speed here if you wanted to play it faster, or if you want to jump to a specific time of day, let's say, gosh, what was there on Friday? It was Friday, July 5th. We had 8:30 a.m. news, right? So let's say I wanted to jump to time right at 8:30. I can click and hold and drag this. Notice the time of day that's going higher and higher on the top up here, right? Time's going higher, right? So I want to set it to play at just before 8:30 a.m. So right around here. So what's going to happen is you're going to see it loading around here. If I switch back to the left monitor screen, you see it loading. It's going to take some time to load over here and load the data up until 8:28. And once it finishes loading data up until 8:28 a.m., then I'm going to be able to hit play, and I can actually use the same kind of ATM strategies. I can use whatever contract sizing I want, and I can play back the day as if it was unraveling by itself, right? And this is so key. This is so key for you as a developing trader. Even me, myself, as a seasoned trader who's started to gain consistency, but has some, bouts of rustiness. So what's going to end up happening is whenever it's done doing its thing and loading, it's going to go ahead and get me back to the green button mode where I can hit play. Now, there's some other indicators that I'm using that take a while to calculate. Again, this is because I have so many charts open. I wouldn't recommend doing this with more than one chart. Just have one chart on. I'm going to try and see if it helps to have just one chart by switching over to a different screen set before I do this next time. So while we wait for this to load the data, what's going to happen again is we're going to expect price to eventually load up to 8:28 in the morning, where I toggled the switch. And let me go back to the middle monitor to show you. Right now it's gray, it's loading. So when this thing turns green, you'll be able to play back that data at 8:28 a.m. Now, I'll let you know when that happens, but it's going to take a little bit of time. So in the meantime, I would recommend that you use this to play back specific times of day and go back and keep replaying this time of day. Enter with real contracts. It's demo, right? So it's a simulation here, but what's key is that you get to really practice in clicking the button. Oftentimes you might wait for more confirmation. You might be able to, you might wait a little too long and then try to enter when it's too late. So this is really a good tool to practice those really nice early entries and get the nerves behind you. I think this is the key thing, especially coming back from a vacation. I was really rusty. I went to Japan for a week and a half, and I enjoyed my stay there. I didn't think about trading much, but now we're back and we need to make sure we're practicing. So as we wait for this here, I'll go back to the other screen so you can see me here. So I recommend you remove any indicators that do any sort of form of calculation ahead of time. This tends to really, really drag down the system performance. But yeah, that's how I've been starting to go back all weekend. I've been going back to trade, going back to practice trading, going back to my screenshots of what I did well and what I maybe didn't do so well. And all of that's in my journal, right? So coupling this with how you trade and what you did during a live day is going to be really key for you to really study how you entered, study what was the reaction after you entered, and study and feel how you felt when you entered as well, and see how it feels when you enter and it's a proper entry, right? There's almost no nerves, because when you enter properly, oftentimes in the coming 2 or 3 candles, you're finding that price is going in your direction and going completely in your direction. So yeah, um I think that this is going to be one of the most valuable things that you use, and whenever this finally catches up, it's going to be one of the things that I'm using every weekend to practice. It's going to be something that I use every single weekend to go back and replay things that I didn't, see before, try to find things that I should have paid attention to, try to outline things that I didn't have outlined before. So all these things are key factors in taking a trade. So, um, uh-oh, encoding overload. Consider turning down video settings. So I'm getting this ping from OBS saying that my video setting encodings are too high. So this video might be too good for everybody here. So anyways, yeah, we have, let me see. Go text. Give me a second here. It's almost there. So hold on for a little moment. I've seen a few things start to catch up, so we're close. We're close, very close. Playback isn't registering as green yet, so let's go back to the middle monitor. And actually, let me see if I can get video on the middle monitor as well. Webcam. Let me see if I can do this properly. Video. How do I do this? Is it video capture device? I think it might be video capture device. Let me see. Apologize for doing this on the fly here, but I want to make sure that I have this correct for you before I move this. All right, things are starting to catch up here. Awesome, this worked. Okay, so let's go back to our chart here. You can see it's running. It's kind of like moving along a little too slowly though. I'm wanting it to just jump over to my 8:30 a.m. What's strange is that usually it goes tick by tick, not candle by candle. So I think it's trying to catch up all the way to 8:28 a.m. So let's see. I want to show you if we go back to the middle monitor here. Okay, there we go. Sweet. That worked. Okay, so as you can see, the play button isn't quite there yet, so it's kind of just catching up. So I imagine once it gets to 8:28 a.m., it's actually gonna stop there so that we can hit play once more, and we'll be able to run through. Now, this type of market replay isn't as helpful. It's not bad, but it's going candle by candle, and I kind of wish that we could just like go all the way to 8:30 in the morning already, because I don't want it to go. I don't want it to tick every single one of these ways. So you can kind of see how it's jumping. So it's jumping every like few minutes here. So it's trying to get up to 8:30 in the morning quickly. So you can see it here. You can kind of see 430, 432. I think it's taking a while because I have so many screens that are updating, but it should get to 8 o'clock shortly. I'll put something in this video to fast forward to 8:28 a.m. once we get there. Should be there in a jiffy. So yeah. I hope that this experience is a little bit faster for you because you've eliminated all other screens and it's just one screen for you. It'll make everything a lot faster. Okay. So it's about 6 in the morning now. So this is helpful in terms of seeing what happened during the day. But again, we're trying to look for playback, play by tick by tick. We want to be able to practice. We don't want market replay. We want to just, get to that point where we can hit play. And we want to get to the point where we can observe where we might take profit, where we might enter. Again, this is just speeding up. Disregard all of this right now because once we get to 8:28, then I can hit play and then I can show you what we might be able to handle, how we might be able to use this to take a look at entries, right? So again, it's kind of just letting it run its course, until we get here. And then I think what we might be able to do is, so here we go. Okay, great. So now we have the green button here. So I'm going to go to the other screen, the left screen here. So let's go over to the left-hand screen. You can kind of see it's now caught back up to what time? 8:28 a.m. And so it's right before, and this works on any time frame, right? So this is 8:28 a.m. right before the major news that occurs, right? So if I wanted to see that much data here, I can go ahead and hit play. So I'm going to hit play now. So you can see, I'm going to go back to the middle screen. You can see that on the middle screen here, I hit play, and that's now turned into a pause button. If I need to pause it, I can do so. But we're going to go back to the left-hand side of the screen. So this is as if, let me get rid of this. We don't need this chart trader on the 15-minute. But this is kind of as if, right? As if you were trading this like it was new. So we have buy side liquidity here, right? So I would chart this as you're going through. I would chart this just like you would in any given day, right? So let's see, what do we have? We have a sell side liquidity down here. And right now, we see that it's 8:30. This is 8:30's candle. So we see that this movement is happening here. We can see it on the 15-second chart. We can see it on the 5-second chart as well. So each of these is doing exactly what it would during replay, right? You can see the countdown as well. Same countdown on the minute candle. This is what you would have seen if you were looking at a minute candle. This is what you see if you were looking at some, we saw that buy side just got taken there, right? So we can expect, we saw price came back up to this. I don't know if it's going to come back or not, but this might actually stop us out. I don't know, but we can see that we could have entered short here, and let's see if we get stopped out, because I can't remember if it spikes up beyond this or not. But if not, then we're going to be in for a really nice play, and I'll aim for sell side liquidity down there. So, and I don't know if we're going to hit it, but at the very least, we can say that, hey, here's sell side liquidity, but there's also sell side liquidity down here. Now that we've entered, and we can see just 2 contracts. I'm still using the same entry that I am for the day. I do remember it going down before going up, so I don't know if it's gonna hit this that target there. I don't remember if it hits that target down here, but that's what I'll be aiming for, right? So on the 1 minute, it kind of looks like this. And I don't think it gets all the way down here. I think it maybe gets to around here. I think that's probably reasonable. And then if we were really concerned, we could always, if we were really concerned, we could always take profit, like maybe 1 off here. And then we can leave the other one and see if the other one gets triggered, right? So in this case, I vaguely remember that price went down further. I do remember it didn't go all the way down to this specific low. And if we were bullish, we went long first. We took out those longs and we went short. If we go back to the 5-second chart, actually we went short first. So brought in some longs, and basically any late longs here, they're kind of punishing at this point, right? Let me add markers for entries so we can see we entered here. We can see we came back up into that sell side imbalance. We know that there's at 9:30. We know that we've also got 9:30 AM open, and then we've got I think, was there anything else? I don't think there was anything else today. There was some Fed policy report, but there wasn't anything else on this particular day. So you treat this really similar to how you would any given day. You would keep an eye on key economic times, and then you'd look for key other times to see if your strategies and your indicators, see if they work, right? And this is playing back second by second. You can see the timer running here, right? So I don't have to look at that the whole time. I can look at the minute chart and see if this will give me the rundown that I would like to see. I do think that it, at the very least, I think it will hit that target down here, because there's a open buy side imbalance here where there was a initial jump up that hasn't been reached into too many times. So I'm thinking it can aim for this volume imbalance here on the 1 minute. It can aim for this short-term low that's coupled with the fair value gap. And then at that point, this is one big order block, so it doesn't have to go any lower than this, but potentially it could. So so at this time, I'm watching and I'm looking back to see, like, hey, high impact news, fair value gaps form. There's a buy side imbalance and a premium, sell side imbalance and a premium. So I'm thinking entry within the sell side imbalance can be viable, and I need to see price come down. I need to see price come down here and use this buy side imbalance as a inversion fair value gap. That's what I'm thinking. So when the next time it comes back up into this 2456 level ish, maybe 2050, 60, 53 level, I am thinking maybe it can come back up here, but I don't know. It's kind of tough to tell, because right now it's 8:35 already, right? So I don't want price to head back up much higher than that, right? I want price to stay around here, and I want to see it reject and continue to reject so that I can reach my lower time frame expectations here. So that 1 minute target is my first target. I think we'll hit that shortly, and that's from 78, 68, 58, 48 is already 30 handles there. So let's see if we can get down to 39, 38, 40 handles, right? So here I can see that and what you want to look for when you're backtesting your strategy as well is, hey, are your indicators showing you, or whatever you're using to trade, are they showing you that, hey, price is respecting what you would expect? Here they are for me. We're in a premium. We know that from a candle body perspective, we're hovering right around the midpoint here. So I don't want to go too far down the road here without taking some kind of profit. And that 1 minute, if I take a look at this minutes, in this swing, I'm disregarding like generally the big peaks. I can see that that would be like a 70% retracement. Even if I took just the bodies themselves, I can see that that would provide a 70% retracement alone. So could it stop at 60% retracement and then bump up? Yeah, absolutely it could. But and I would be weary of that too, because there's a bullish order block in a discount there. It's close to the middle, but I think that we could go down into this fair value gap, maybe peek down into there, and then see what happens after then. After then, we can put our stop in profit and then let the rest of it ride. So in this case, buy side, I was thinking with the model, 15-minute buy side gets taken. Sell side didn't quite get taken, and it hasn't really been taken on the way up. So I'm assuming bullish until things show otherwise, right? So we have price nearing our price target. It's on the way there. So let's see if we get that target here. And as you get, and it's really important here because you can see that price is going tick by tick for the minute by minute, second by second. So this is really important for honing your entry technique. And you can kind of see how my entry technique was specifically on the 5-second chart here. I wanted to buy it or sell it when it came up back into this premium sell side imbalance. So we're starting to get down into, oh, we almost got filled. Oh, so we got filled there. Okay, great. So we have realized profit of $76 here. What we can do now is we can move our stop into just below our entry so we can cover costs in case this goes against us, so we don't lose any money. So let's see, 422. I don't remember if it gets down there, but we will see. And that's really it. I mean, just sit here, make sure would your play, would your entry, would it have worked out? And you practice your entries, right? This is the most key thing that you can do is play with this type of replay, like play back the day. Play back the day in 2x speed, play back the day in 1.5x speed. I would recommend you do it with 1x speed because that is going to simulate the market as well. And I think you definitely want to make sure you are keeping an eye on the market. Oops, what's going on here? You want to make sure you're keeping an eye on what's going on here. So what's happening here is that we're getting a retracement. I would not want to see it go much higher than 56, I would say. So if I was looking at a 1 minute chart, I would not want to see it back above around this there. We're also seeing that the previous buy-side imbalances and a premium are being treated as inversion fair value gaps with nice runs to the downside here. I'm guessing we get close to this maybe I guess apparently exactly here. And yeah, I think that if I recall correctly from the day, I think we continue to head lower. I'm gonna set my profit to be taken at that first intermediate term low here, because I do think that that gets taken today. I grab some water. And that's it, folks. I mean, that's it. You can take and play back any specific day. You can play back news days. You can play back non-news days. I can go back and play back Tuesdays and Thursdays when I have to go into the office. Actually, it's going to be Tuesdays, probably Wednesdays, Thursdays, or Tuesdays, Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays. But yeah, I think that this is the single most valuable tool that I found that I have been using to really hone my skills. And I haven't looked at Friday's data since I finally got this working. I just didn't realize it took so much time because I had too many screens on. But as you can kind of see, market's going against me right now. I've taken 1 ounce of profit here, so I'm not too worried about this. I'm seeing, is there any, like, you know, maybe does it get all the way up here? Maybe it takes relative equal highs. Then I can try entering one more. And because I see relative equal highs, I see that it could head lower. I would prefer keeping it up at that sell side imbalance, but we've tagged that sell side imbalance quite a few times on the 15-second. And so I don't know if we're going to get that high anymore. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get that high anymore. So I think that we'll probably get to where we need to go soon. But yeah, this is, I mean, if I'm bullish, this might have been a spot. I think I did scalp the bounce off of that buy side imbalance, but it's a Friday. I'm looking for a specific move lower before New York Open, and I'm hoping that this gives us move lower so that we can treat it as a Judas swing in order to head higher for the rest of the day. So that's where we are at right now. What I could also do is speed up. So now I've 2x'd the speed of what candles are doing now. I can even 3x and 4x it. So you should start the seeing the candles move a lot faster, right? So I'm gonna see if I can 6x, 8x, 10x. All right, so I've got price moving at 10 times the speed, and we can see we're starting to break down from that buy side imbalance. We're seeing some further breakdown. We also see that we almost got it. I slowed back down here so we can see lots of sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiencies. So I'm thinking here right now that 9:30 a.m. in the morning, we're probably going to continue higher to some degree, right? So if this doesn't happen, then so be it. No big deal. But even taking profit was already key. It was already a specific you know, action that I would have done on a normal day as well. Okay, great. So we filled. And that's it. I can go back to my middle monitor here. And then we can see it's still running, but I want to pause it now because I'm done. And that's it. you know, super easy. Hopefully this was helpful, and use it wisely. I mean, this is something that I'm going to be training on. So just to sheer practice entries. I think that that's the right move for most people, and I think that a lot of people are like wanting to uh hone their entries a lot more. So enjoy that, use it. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to hearing about all your success on entries. So have a great rest of the day, and we'll catch up soon. See ya.